Good afternoon. Welcome to Lancaster Connects, the show about small business and local nonprofit and charitable organization success in Lancaster County. My name is Ben, and we're broadcasting live from Gardner's Mattress & More, which is on Plaza Boulevard behind Park City Mall. I'm pointing like you know where I'm pointing to. I'm pointing towards Park City Mall. Anyway, here we are. Everybody, I think, in the Philadelphia region is recovering from the big game. Of course, my partner in crime here, Jeff, he is not here today. Not because the Eagles lost. He's not in that deep of mourning. Jeff had knee replacement surgery this morning. I'm happy to report he's out of surgery and in the recovery area of the hospital he had the surgery in, and it went well by all accounts. And now he's going to be transitioning into the rehab and recovery phase. So we wish him luck with all of that. It's going to be a long road. I know some people that have gone through knee replacement surgery. My father was one, and I know it's painful and it takes a while. I find it amazing that they get knee replacement patients on their feet right away and up and walking around the same afternoon. And I know one bit of advice, if Jeff, I know you're not listening now. I'm sure, I hope you're not listening now, but if you do watch this, and I'm sure your wife, Steph, and your doctors would say the same thing, follow the physical therapist and doctor instructions for rehab. They tell you to walk a mile, whatever it is, walk every day. You got to rehab that knee and get you back on your feet and hopefully pain free, because that's the goal of knee replacement surgery. I'd love to hear your feedback on the big game last night. Like I mentioned, it didn't go Eagles fans' way, and there's a lot of things that could be said about the ending and how it went down. I'm not a big football guy. Of course, I watched the game and was pulling for the Eagles and friends and family who are Eagles fans. But it would have been nice to see the Eagles have the opportunity to go down and potentially win the game after a field goal that could have happened a minute and a half before it did. But you cause a penalty, you pay the price, right? So whether it was or wasn't, I'd love to hear your feedback. If you're listening out there, let me know in the chat, in the comments. Of course, commenting during the show will earn you entry into our prize contest, where I'll win a free gift. Our Less Snore, More Cuddle drinkware, or one of our new on-the-go bundles. There's a blanket and a nice little travel pillow in there. Good for traveling, good for, put it in the trunk of your car, backseat of your car, whatever. Kids can use it. You can use it traveling. Nice way to keep your head comfy and your body warm with the blanket. So enter your comment about the game or ask our guest a question. We'll get to our guest shortly. Love to hear from you during the show, and you'll be entered into our prize contest at the end. We'll spin the prize later at the end. Of course, you can watch this show a number of different places. Most people watch on Facebook, but we also broadcast YouTube and LinkedIn, personal LinkedIn pages for both Jeff and I, and the Gardner's Mattress & More and Lancaster Connects Facebook and YouTube pages and channels. You can also check out past episodes at lancasterconnects.com/episodes. You'll see that at the top of the page when you land there. And if you're listening today or watching today and you'd like to be a guest, like our upcoming guest here, Melissa, you can do that at the top of the page, lancasterconnects.com/guest. You'll see a link to be a guest. You can click that button. There's a short little form on there. Just tell us who you are, what organization or business you represent, and why you think you'd be a good fit for the show. Obviously, we like to highlight businesses that are doing good in the community, having an impact on their community. Of course, we can talk about what you do and all that, but we really have a sweet spot showing off nonprofits and charitable organizations in Lancaster and what they do. And I think that's a good segue into our guest. It doesn't get more central Lancaster than my guest here, Melissa. And I should, in the pre-show, I should have asked you to pronounce your last name. What is your last name?
It's Siwiec, nothing like it's spelled, so don't even worry about it.
I would have totally butchered it.
That's all
Siwiec
right.
is where I was going for, but yeah. Say it again.
Siwiec.
Siwiec. All right. Thank you, Melissa. So Melissa represents the Lancaster Central Market Trust. And Melissa, as I was saying pre-show, when we interview our guests at the end, we always ask, like, what you like about Lancaster, what you show off guests, that you bring into Lancaster. And Central Market is always like one out of every two people, I think, mention Central Market as being the thing they take people to. So thanks for being on the show. And I'm really excited to talk to you about Central Market.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm always happy to talk about Central Market.
Awesome. So first, just a kind of like an icebreaker question. Are you from the Lancaster area? Did you grow up in Lancaster?
I've been here since I was 3.
Okay.
So I think that counts by now.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
I grew up in Lidditz, another, cute landmark in our county. So,
yep.
Been here my whole life. I've, moved around a bit. So Lidditz, Mountjoy. Now I live in the southern end. So I'm just like kind of taking stops in all parts of the county.
There you go. A little tour of the world.
That's right.
In terms of Lancaster County. Well, Lidditz is an area that gets highlighted often. I live close to Lidditz and visit it often now. Mountjoy is I was actually helped a friend move a piano last Monday, and it was actually up in the Palmyra area, but I had to drive through Mountjoy. I had to get gas, and I was blown away by how much that place has grown. We do a lot of mattress business in Mountjoy, but that just seems like a growing area of the county, that kind of western part. And then, of course, the southern end. We have a southern end ender, southern
there
ender.
We go.
John, is that
I
what you
don't know
call
what
yourself?
we call ourselves down here. I'm honestly not sure.
I don't know, but Jonna is a proud southern ender. So thanks, Jonna, for watching as always. So you're here to talk about the Lancaster Central Market Trust. So there's Central Market, and then there's the Central Market Trust. Yes. Can you tell us what the Central Market Trust is and why it exists?
Yes. In 2005, we were created in order to actually run the operations of the Central Market. There was a study that had been commissioned by the City of Lancaster, the County of Lancaster, and the Chamber of Commerce in order to study the optimal market operations plan, because there were concerns about, making sure that this is a community treasure that continues to be available for generations to come. And so the study kind of outlined that while the city had been running the market for centuries, it might be better served if there were a nonprofit organization that actually took over the operations. So we were formed, the city, did an ordinance to allow us to exist and oversee the market operation. The City of Lancaster maintains ownership of the building. So it's very much a partnership between us and them to make sure that we maintain this, historic landmark.
So what, That's interesting. I didn't realize the city ran it previously, and now it's since 2005 it's been under the Central Market Trust. What is Central Market Trust able to do better than the city did, or like what did you implement after that transition? Like what difference might somebody realize, if they were a market visitor pre 2005 versus since 2005?
So, when you think about all of the things that a city government has to pay attention to, the utilities and buildings, and there's a million things that they need to do. Actually, running the daily market operations was probably a challenge for the people who did. You're pulled in a lot of different directions. So that was one of the recommendations that this study kind of identified, that there needed to be a more intense focus on those operations. So when the trust started, there were some businesses that were in the market then that are still there now. And we kind of legacied their way of operating into the market. But we created a product matrix mix. And that is kind of the guideline that tells us all of the things that we want to maintain in the market. So anytime there is a stand opening, we go back to that product mix and make sure that it is reflecting what the community has told us they want to see in the market. Also really values the fact that we want to be a farmer's market forever. We never want to be a food hall or a retail space. We always want to be a farmer's market.
Now, what is that term farmer's market is interesting. What do you define as a farmer's market? Because I know there's local people that aren't maybe considered farmers that have stands there. They're local producers, or they make crafts or whatnot, or have roast coffee beans, whatever. What is your definition of a farmer's market?
So primarily, our largest population of standholders bring in products from farms. So whether it's produce or poultry, meats, dairy, all of those really make up anywhere from 25 to 45% of our standholders.
Okay.
So the next kind of level after that is they are making products or selling products that come from farms. Even Lancaster distilleries, right? All of their products start as a grain somewhere in a farm. Right. So those are the priorities that we have set.
That's cool.
If we were kind of going the direction of a food hall, we would have more standholders that had prepared foods or things that you could eat and consume right there. But we're really looking for people to do their grocery shopping in our market, buy things that come from local farms, and take them home to their families.
That's awesome. I love it. There's Jana popped in farm to bottle.
Yeah.
It's a great term. You should trademark that, Jana.
For sure.
So let's jump back just a moment. What is the history of Central Market? Because it's, I don't know if we've had it on the screen yet, but I know right on your homepage, on the Lancaster Central Market homepage, it says the oldest running market in America,
the country.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's unbelievable that it's right here in Lancaster.
For real. Yeah. Yeah. So we are coming up on our 300th birthday. In 2030, we will be 300 years old. So of course, we're going to have like this big, celebration. So stay tuned for those plans. But in 1730, Andrew and Anne Hamilton gifted property, which is where the market sits today, to the city of Lancaster to run a market. And it has run from that space continuously since 1730.
No shutdowns or anything.
Nope. There's never been a shutdown. I mean, maybe the days that we were open might have fluxed a little bit.
Right.
In 1742, King George II, all the way over in England. And we're not talking about like the Hamilton King George. This was the guy who preceded him.
Okay.
Okay. So he actually decreed Lancaster a royal market town and said that we would need to run a market 2 days a week in order to maintain that distinction. And back then, that was it. Like, to be a royal market town with everything, because it drew people to your community. So we've been running the market at least 2 days a week since then.
That's unbelievable. So why Lancaster? Was it 1730 is a lot different than today, but back then they still had farms, right? Is that why, like, the fertile farmland of Lancaster County was why they decreed that to be a royal, a royal market?
A royal market town. Yeah.
Royal market town.
Well, yes, I think that things have obviously flourished in this area because of our, soil and our agriculture. But more importantly, as Philadelphia was a seaport and people were traveling west, Lancaster was right along I guess that was called King's Highway back then.
Okay.
So, where King Street and Queen Street meet, that was King's Highway. And so this was a natural stopping place for, horses to travel that distance, then they needed to replenish and resupply. So that was one of the reasons why a market naturally appeared in Lancaster.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. You'd never know that history just like by walking in and getting your stuff and going out. That's super cool.
Right.
That's super cool.
The thing that I think is just amazing to me is the building itself that we're in was built in 1889.
Okay. Yeah.
So for more time than the building that we know as Lancaster Market has been there, the market existed prior to that without that building in that space. So there were just stalls and people, brought their wagons and they had their designated space. And the market actually went all the way up King Street past the courthouse.
So it was more of like an open air thing. Like right now it's all under one roof. It was not an under roof thing.
Correct.
Prior to wow. And what's the history of the building? You said it was built in the late 1800s. Was there a designer, decorator behind it, or like an architect, I guess you would call it?
Yeah.
Person who designs the building?
There was an architect, and they decided to build this building in 1889 in order to compete with all of the other markets. There were like 4 or 5 markets that popped up around our Central Market. And the mayor at the time wanted to create a state-of-the-art building. So they hired architect John Warner to design it. And it is like the Romanesque style. Similarly, the market in York has the same style, but was designed by a different architect.
Okay. It's a beautiful building. Like it's, I don't know how often it needs to be repaired or touched up or whatever, but like it's a beautiful building and it's just kind of nestled in among all the other buildings there. It really is a jewel of Lancaster City, like our show title says. So, what is the mission and vision of the Central Market Trust? What are you really trying to do with Market there?
Well, we've got a couple of priorities. So our vision is to have a thriving, welcoming market that nourishes the community. What is that word? The community. Sorry.
Usually it's me flubbing words. So thank you.
I'm good for that all the time. Sorry.
Thank you for making me feel better.
No worries. So that nourishment can come in many forms, from the products that we have in the market to actually encouraging entrepreneurship. So all of those standholders that are in our market house are individual business owners, and we want them to be successful. And so we're all about that entrepreneurship within the market house.
That's great.
So, as we kind of move forward, we've built the sustainable business model, right? Like, we figured out how to operate the market and make sure that, everybody gets the products that they need. And our strategic plan kind of calls for us at this point to look outward instead of inward. So we're, taking a look at some new programming that might include online ordering, where, you could log onto our website and say, oh, I need broccoli and chicken and flowers, and you can place an order and then pick it up at a different time, because we understand our market isn't accessible to everybody because of the hours that we're open. We're also looking at delivery to, especially get our fresh foods and vegetables to people who might be shut in our community or have mobility issues. Even if you can walk a couple of blocks with bags of groceries is different. And then the last thing that we're looking at is pop-up markets in areas that are considered low income and low access, meaning that, cool. the people who live there might have to travel further to get to a grocery store. So, we want to make sure that we're taking our products to those areas.
Those are really fantastic ideas. I love the concept of what you just shared of taking food to people that may not have access to farm fresh food and items. And the food delivery, of course, that's the rage, DoorDash, Uber, whatnot. But,
right.
I know my family would be one that would take advantage of, we don't always have maybe a Saturday morning or a Tuesday, Friday, whatever to go down to market, busy schedules with kids and work and whatnot. But, to get a bag of fresh produce delivered every week or whatever, that sounds like a cool thing. So let's say you do have time to visit market. What times are you open? And, what should somebody plan for? Like, where do you park? Where do you go? How do you access market? And, really kind of what does that experience look like? How much time should someone plan to spend there?
Those are all good questions. So let's start with the basics. We are open on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday from 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. So, the market looks different at 6 a.m. And until I work there, I was never there at 6 a.m. in the morning. But it's kind of cool to kind of watch the market wake up because it's like its own little entity. It's its own little being, right?
Yep.
So as people come in and they're unpacking their stands and the customers start to fill in, that din that's within market starts to get louder and louder, where you just hear the people and the commerce happening. That's one of my favorite parts of being in that building. And then the smells start to proliferate through the building.
Yeah, right. Because even though it's not like food, I forget the line you use, but
food hall, right?
Food hall, yeah. They people are producing goods right there on site, and I know one of my personal favorite stands. There's a gluten-free stand somewhere in there that's gluten-free. I forget what they're called.
Amaranth Bakery.
Okay, yeah, I know I've gotten gluten-free shoe fly, and I'm gluten-free, so I've gotten a number of things there over the years. But yeah, that's cool. I do know when I walk in there, you're kind of overwhelmed with the sounds, and not in a bad way, but like it's like the smells and everything. And of course, there is truly a little bit of everything from a food standpoint available there at market. So where do you park? I know you can't like pull right up to the building and park. Where do you plan to park?
So there are several lots and garages right around the market. The closest parking garage is the Prince Street garage. And you can come right out of there and walk on Market Street to get into the market, kind of in between the dispensing company and C'est La Vie. Yeah.
So you'll pay a few bucks to park, and no big deal.
Right. Yeah. And then there are lots like the Hager lot and the Shand lot. I guess that's right off of Prince Street.
Yep.
If you're lucky, you can find on street parking, but depending on what's happening in the city, good luck.
Right. And that's the great thing about Lancaster. There's always something going on in a good way. So yeah, I know when we've gone, we parked in the Hager lot, super easy. There's always space, and again, just a couple bucks, and it is right around the corner to walk to market. It's right there.
Right.
So it's super easy.
And there are 13 sets of doors. So wherever you end up, you are able to access the building pretty easily. You don't have to walk around to the other side.
That's true. So what is the best approach to market? Like, is there a place you should kind of start and, go through, or is it just like any one of the 13 doors you go in is where you start? And like, how much time should you spend in market to really like do it right and see everything?
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends on, why you're there. If you're just coming to check it out, a couple of hours are great because first of all, before you even get into the building, there could be buskers outside that have some type of amazing entertainment going on.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, the street beans are out there sometimes with all of their brass bands, and that's just great to kind of hang out outside, especially when it's a nice warm day.
Yeah.
And then when you walk in the market, I think it really depends on how you approach life. Like, if you've got to go down each aisle in an orderly fashion and see everything, that's going to take a while because there are people everywhere and your head is, bobbing back and forth looking at all of the different items that are for sale.
Yeah.
And more than likely you will get distracted by something that is just completely, yummy looking.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Great.
We do have plenty of options if you want to get a meal there. So we have breakfast options and lunch. And then you can even buy something prepared to take home and heat up later.
That's cool. Do you have any, well, I'm sure you do, any personal favorites, like stands? Maybe you don't want to give some love to somebody and not somebody over here, but do you have a favorite stand or two that you always go to and get stuff from?
Yeah, I mean, we eat a lot of vegetables in our house. So, bars, brogue, and stolzfus are always my go-to, Clyde S. Weaver. Crowded Kitchen. Their soup is amazing. I love their soup. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite soup?
They make this Greek lemon chicken soup.
Oh wow!
I can't even pronounce the name, and because I couldn't even say community before, I'm not even going to try to do that.
Greek lemon chicken. That's what you need to say. That's perfect.
They had it on Tuesday, and it was, no, actually that was Friday. They had it.
Friday.
It amazing. Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. So I know events at Market. You do. I know there's a handful of events that you have throughout the year, and there's probably something going on unique almost every week at Market. What can you tell us about some of the events that you do there?
Yeah. So we have 3 kind of major community events that we do every year. So starting in the spring, we have the Strawberry Festival. So this is really to highlight the spring harvest. The first fresh fruit to come out is the strawberry. We have our stand holders outside on Market Street, and they are allowed to kind of create their own menu items for that day. And then we have this big, long community table that we set up on the street that's called William Henry Place. So that's in between the Masonic home or the Masonic building and the market. So we set up a big, long community style table there. So you go to the stand holders and then you come over to the table. There's always entertainment outside. We've got musicians and face painters, and the balloon animal guy is there.
Always a hit.
That's a really great event. So we do that in the spring, and then in the fall, on the first Saturday in October, we have Harvest Breakfast, which is essentially the same thing. But now we're saying, let's celebrate the end of our growing season and really, come together as a community before it gets cold.
That's really cool. So that's the Pumpkin Spice Festival, right?
Right. Yeah, pretty much.
The strawberry one sounds amazing. I didn't know that you did that. That's super cool. So what kind of strawberry treats are people making?
We had a stand holder do strawberry filled crepes with whipped cream. And we had strawberry lemonade, and the Breakaway Farms always does these amazing breakfast bowls. Their line is just forever.
I can imagine. That sounds awesome.
Great. Yeah.
And so you said that this is in the spring. Is this April, May?
It's the first Saturday in June.
Oh, June. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yep.
Yeah. And it's kind of hard to have it any other time because strawberry season is kind of short. You gotta stick that in there right when it makes sense.
Yep. We grow some strawberries at home, and it is between what the rabbits and other critters get and what we can get. There's a really short period of time where you really have to pay attention. And this seems like this event and the fall event and probably all the events you do, they probably didn't exist before the Central Market Trust was around. Is that a fair thing to say?
I feel like the Harvest Breakfast predates the Trust. So the Strawberry Festival and the Harvest Breakfast are a collaboration between the Trust and the Standholder Association. So the Standholder Association, of course, is all of the standholders kind of coming together and pulling together some programs for the common good, and they started this event, and now we partner with them to make sure that we put that on.
That's great. And I'm sure it pulls a new crowd each time into the market. I'm sure these events do.
I mean, so wonderful to see so many people come out for that day. And this year, unfortunately, this past year, it rained on Strawberry Fest and it rained on Harvest Breakfast, and it didn't matter.
Okay, good.
People came.
That's great. So and of course, these events are free, right? Just like market, you walk in.
Yeah.
The events are free too.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of content on your website, and I noticed your blog. It seemed like your blog, a lot of times blogs are like not updated and there's not fresh content on there. Like the last post was 2016. Don't look at the gardener's blog. But you have some great things on your blog. What kind of stuff do you put on your blog, and what do you use it for?
Well, we use our blog to make sure that we are giving the community information about kind of what's happening at market, and then also some enticement to actually come in. So, like you'll see up on the screen is the slow cooker season. We did that campaign in January because it is a slower time of the year in market. So we want you to think about us as you're preparing your family dinners. So we, cultivated all of these recipes and then told you, well, this is where you find it in the market. So it's not just like, hey, here's my favorite, and then you got to go to some local grocery store to buy it. Yeah. We want you to come into market and enjoy everything that we have there. So we also talk about news. So we've got the aftermarket program that we wrote about, just so that people are aware of kind of what we're doing to address food waste in the market, and kind of promotions. Valentine's Day, Fosnot Day, and Black History Month are some of the things that we're promoting right now this month.
That's awesome. As we're kind of scrolling through the blog and the website in general, I kind of flashed on like it's almost like you're a local Pinterest in a way from a like a recipe standpoint. My wife, Lindsay, she loves to do slow cooker recipes, one pot dishes, anything like that. And, seeing your series on slow cooker recipes there, that's really cool. The fact that you're sharing a recipe that somebody could make and get the ingredients right from market. Mm-hmm. I'm sure in the post, you're probably sharing who to get the stuff from and where you can find it in market. That's really, really cool. And, a great way that you're giving back to the vendors there. And of course, giving back to the community, and teaching them really how to use market.
Right. Yeah. We got good feedback from the standholders about that campaign. So I would expect to see more kind of recipe sharing, as we go on.
That's cool. I'm gonna share it with my wife because, like I said, she's always looking at Pinterest recipes and stuff like that, and there they are right there. There's probably a 2 weeks worth of slow cooker recipes right there.
For sure.
Awesome. So, we always ask, how can the Lancaster community support market better? Obviously, I'm sure we could visit. But how else can we support the Central Market Trust and market in general?
Well, one of the things that, of course, I would encourage people to do is to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We have Kathleen Sullivan does all of our social media, and she does an amazing job kind of keeping the public informed of what's happening at market. So that's your best go-to spot. Instagram, Facebook, or even there is a newsletter that she distributes on a monthly basis. So make sure that you sign up for that newsletter.
And what kind of stuff do you share in the newsletter?
It mirrors pretty closely what we put on for the blogs. We want people to kind of be able to plug in wherever they're connecting first. So we make sure that our messages are consistent across all of those platforms. So that would be the first thing that I would say in order to keep connected. Come in and shop. Obviously, we would love to see you at market. Bring your friends and family who are coming in from out of town. If you are interested in supporting our mission, the Central Market Trust is a nonprofit, and we can do more in our community if you support our mission. So, if you want that online ordering option to be available sooner rather than later, then, help us get there, because we certainly want to be innovative, but we understand that we're going to need seed money to kind of start these new programs that, the cost of implementing those should not come from standholder rents. That's operations, and they do pay rent, but our innovation could be supported with community donations. So we do have a donate button on our website. We also have volunteers at market. So if you are looking for something to do, we would love to have you contact us and get involved. We use volunteers for our information stand. And this is a place where, you're in the market, you're not real familiar with kind of all of the standholders, and there's that one place that sells this certain type of cookie. You can go to the information stand, and I guarantee you those volunteers know where to find it, and they can kind of direct you there.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, cool things like market and everything that the Central Market Trust does, the events that you put on. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't manifest itself. It needs great people like yourself putting the programs together, and then of course funding and volunteering. We always like to share how the community can help out. We, as Lancaster Connects and Gardener's Mattress and More, we're going to donate $250 to Central Market Trust. We always like to give back. The show is one way, but we'll help the Central Market efforts with a small donation there.
That's great. And, thank you so much.
We love market. We love hearing our guests talk about market. Like I said, it comes up, like almost every third show. Like people just love Central Market. It's so unique and so cool, and really appreciate you sharing about it. So you mentioned 100. What did you say? 300 years. 300 year. Now that's 2030. That feels like a long way off. So we'll pay attention to like updates down the road for that. But what do you have planned for 2023? Like beyond events and stuff like that, is there anything like cool or something unique that you're doing or new that you're doing for 2023 and beyond?
So we've got a couple of things. We did just launch our online store. So if you are looking for merchandise to buy a t-shirt or a mug or even a gift certificate, you can, log on to our website and then purchase those items and be able to pick them up. So this is kind of us dipping our toe in the online ordering arena, just to see the logistics of how all of this works.
Yeah. Who doesn't want a shirt with a rooster on it?
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Our t-shirts are awesome.
Now, why the rooster? Is there a symbolism to the rooster, or is it just something market always has?
Yeah, he's like our he's our mascot.
Okay. Yeah. Does he have a name?
One of our volunteers named him Clucky, so I don't know if that's going to get a life or not, but
that's awesome. And that says Central Market, Lancaster Central Market has a date.
The
oldest farmers market. That's super cool. Market bag. So a couple other, we're almost done with our time talking about Central Market. So if you're visiting market, we know how to get there. We know when to get there. Do your market stands generally cash only, or is there credit cards, or what should somebody bring to purchase items?
Yeah. So we try to make things easy. A majority of the stands do have credit card machines. For those that don't, you can purchase gift certificates at the information stand and then use those. Like if you only have a credit card, you can get the gift certificates and then use them at the stands that don't accept them, which I would say maybe there's less than 5 in the market that don't. We do also have an ATM machine that's available within the market if you're wanting to get that cash out.
Yep. And then should people bring their own bags? I mean, I'm sure that's encouraged.
It is encouraged. I mean, we would really like to see plastic reduction happen within our market as well. All of the stands are able to sell totes, and we have totes available at the information stand too. So if you come in and you realize you don't have a bag, you can always purchase one. Or there are, bags available at the stands for the smaller goods.
A tote with Clucky on it.
Tote with Clucky.
There you go. Well, this has been great. Thank you so much for being on the show. We'll do our connection cocktail here in a minute, but I think Market is so cool, and it's great to see the work that you're doing with Central Market Trust. And I'm sure I speak for all of Lancaster County that thank you for your efforts and your team, because I'm sure it's a team effort to put this together, and it's really cool that we have something unique like this in Lancaster. Pretty blessed as a community to have it. So thanks for doing what you do there.
Well, thank you.
All right. You ready for our connection cocktail? Just a few questions to get to know you a little bit better. Melissa, I won't say your last name because I'll probably ruin it.
All right.
But all right. So, so you can't say Market. You can't say Central Market. We've already talked about Market. What is your favorite?
That would be lame, right?
Well, self-promotion is fine. It's encouraged on this show, but we've spent 40 minutes on Mark. What is your other favorite thing to do in Lancaster?
I am a big fan of the Lancaster music scene. I think we're so blessed with, Zoetropolis and Tellus 360, even Phantom Power in Millersville brings in some great bands.
Yeah. They do.
That's one of my favorite things to do.
That's cool. Do you have a favorite musician you've seen in the last year or anything?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Lava Cave.
Okay. Who are they?
They have, so I don't know if you've actually seen this guy around Market, but he's like the one-man band guy. He's got like his drum, and he's got the cymbals in his knees, and he's got 12 instruments that he's playing at once. And he is accompanied by this woman who has an amazing voice, and she plays a violin, and it's just the two of them. But the beautiful music that they create together is just outstanding. So I don't know where they were for a while, but recently they've just started playing again. So I'm super excited about that.
Okay. So, and Lava Cave is their name together.
Yes.
That's super cool. Is that them on the TV there? That
looks like the violinist. And I think at times they have had a bass player. So it's very possible that,
Chris is pulling up stuff in the background. I'm not sure if it is or isn't. So he just does what he wants to do. And I don't know. No, Chris is a fantastic podcast producer. Okay. Annual event that you like to go to. Again, we talked about all the events of Market, which are super cool.
Yeah.
What would you have a favorite event in Lancaster that you like to go to?
Again, because it's the music scene, I love the Roots and Blues Festival. So I'm really hoping that comes back again this year.
Yep. They had it last year, right?
They did. Yeah.
Yeah. And, for anybody not, or for anybody watching who doesn't know, I mean, it's a whole weekend or maybe a couple weekends long thing. Multiple bands, multiple venues, blues and roots for days, right? Yeah.
It's an amazing undertaking. So
yeah, that's super cool. Again, one of those unique things about Lancaster,
Yes.
All right. So again, the question that people typically answer with Market, but again, you're not allowed to. We'll keep with that theme. What part of Lancaster do you like to impart on friends and family? Let's say you have somebody visiting from out of town and you want to show them Lancaster, or you want to talk about something Lancaster, cool, something cool about Lancaster. Where do you take them, or what do you like to do?
Well, I mean, my go-to answer is also the Market. I always used to send people there, but because I grew up in Lidditz, that's another great destination where I definitely try to get people to go to.
That's cool. Yeah. Lidditz has its own, I mean, it's obviously a different vibe than Central Market, but I know a lot of communities do like little pop-up markets, and I know Lidditz has one.
They do.
That they do.
Yeah.
So if you can't make it down to Lancaster, you can get some fresh produce up there. Probably from some very similar farmers, farm to table, farm to bottle.
Probably.
Whatever we
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of cool little shops and whatnot up in Lancaster, sole proprietors that you can give your business to. So this has been great. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for being on. Again, thank you for the work you do.
Thank you for having me.
Lancaster Central Market. And if somebody watching, I know we had it up there on the website or up there on the screen. What is the website? LancasterCentralMarket.com?
It's centralmarketlancaster.com.
Centralmarketlancaster.com.
Flipped around
That's
a little
great.
bit there.
Yep. And then obviously Facebook, just search up Central Market Lancaster on Facebook.
Yep.
And Instagram, is there a Instagram handle?
There is, I think Central Market
There
Lancaster. So always just put in that combination somewhere.
Yep.
Whether
Central Market Lancaster, you'll find
in the
it.
beginning or the end, you will definitely find us.
That's cool. Okay. Here Jonna said from farm to flask. So she's changed up her farm to bottle to farm to flask. It flows a little bit better. I like it.
It does. It does. It really does. I might use that for our cocktail party that we're planning in the spring for donors.
There you go. Yeah, I'm sure Jonna will allow usage of her term.
Thank you, John. I would appreciate that. Your invitation's in the mail.
Yeah, from one Southern ender to another.
Right.
Well, Melissa, like I said, this has been fun. Thank you so much for being on, and good luck with all you have planned for Central Market 2020.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a great podcast. I appreciate the love and support that you guys lend to our local businesses.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a pleasure having you on.
Thank you.
All right. Great guest. Love talking about Central Market. It is, the jewel of Lancaster City was the name of the show. And it really is a cool, unique thing. So if you've never been to Market, it's definitely worth doing, at least once and more than once, because of course the, entrepreneurs that she mentioned, who have stands there, rely on, live individuals in the facility making purchases there and unbelievable produce and baked goods and coffee, you name it, it's there at Market. So encourage you all to do that. And of course, follow them on social media and whatnot. Last chances to get your comments in. We've got a bunch of comments here. Jonna and Nathan and Frank, and my Aunt Sue. My Aunt Sue is joining us from, North Carolina. Look at that. She was a commenter at the beginning of the show. So, thank you for watching, Aunt Sue. There we go. Oh, look at her little granddaughter there in her picture. It's pulling in from Facebook. That's great. So, Facebook is a great place to watch us and comment. That's where you can get your comments in. Of course, YouTube. Looks like Nathan's watching us from YouTube. And of course, Frank there, thanks for watching us from Facebook. Get your comments in. We'll spin the prize later at the end, for a prize. Of course, like I said at the beginning, we are broadcasting live from Gardner's Mattress and More. There's, Andy there in the background. Looks like there's a couple customers shopping around for a mattress. So we appreciate them and appreciate the opportunity to help people sleep better. Look at that transition. Sleep Better is a book that we wrote, that is some helpful sleep tips and information to help you sleep better. There's a number of things, that you can do to improve your sleep that have nothing really to do with the mattress. Maybe it's changing your sleep routine, what you put into your body in terms of, food and fuel, right? So this particular sleep tip from Sleep Better is about natural skin rejuvenation and how sleep can help with that. Money is literally no object for millions of consumers who are part of a multi-billion-dollar skincare and beauty industry. Think of large skincare organizations and all the products and aisles of products dedicated in grocery stores to helping people helping people's skin look more beautiful. But did you know looking better may be as simple as sleeping better? Yes, sleep can enhance your look naturally. If you're noticing more fine lines and wrinkles, perhaps instead of shopping for another expensive, luxurious miracle cream, you should shop for a luxurious mattress. Or maybe it's just time for a new mattress. They age just as we do. Mattresses age just as we do. And did you know that while you're getting a good night's sleep, your amazing body is producing that wonderful age-defying collagen protein, which is a super ingredient for great skin. So, sleeping better can actually improve your skin without having to spend a bunch of money on expensive pills and potions and whatnot that you might think are doing a good job. And maybe they are. I'm sure there's great products out there that can help, face washes and whatnot. But sleep can actually be one of the best things you can do to, of course, improve your health and well-being overall. But a natural skin rejuvenator. Testimonial time. So look here. I've got online review that came in a few days ago from someone named Amber. Amber said, another great experience choosing a mattress at Gardner's. So we appreciate Amber's repeat business. They had a record of the previous mattress we had purchased and showed us things similar to that type to narrow things down pretty quickly. Super easy and fast experience. Products don't change all that often here. I mean, yeah, we have new mattresses, we have new vendors from time to time, but for the most part, if you purchased a mattress 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever, and you come back in and you're like, hey, that mattress was great. I need another one for the guest room or my kids or, like I said earlier in the sleep better tip, mattresses don't last forever. There are needs for a replacement mattress, even if you purchased it here 10, 15 years ago, whatnot. But often if we don't have the same exact mattress, we have something very, very similar. So, we have records that go back 15 years electronically. So there's a good chance we can find you in our system, pull up what you purchased and help you make, purchase number 2 or 3 or 4 with Gardner's, for something very, very similar. So thank you, to Amber and her nice review there. We appreciate that repeat business. Okay. Well, I think we're just about wrapped up. We got a lot of comments. In fact, a few came in recently. Jonna is tuning in from Orlando. Jonna, what are you watching Lancaster Connects? You're out of town. Are you on vacation? Are you, I hope you're not interrupting vacation for Lancaster Connects. We're kind of a big deal. I get it, but I appreciate you tuning in, but I hope you're not, eliminating both AirPods. That's funny. Jeff usually has one. I have another. We can't afford two sets of AirPods. It's just the way it goes. Tight budget here at Lancaster Connects. 2 AirPods mess up the sound. We can't have that. So that's why we split them up. So thank you, Jonna, as always, for watching. And, thank you to my Aunt Sue, who is, so we got an Orlando and we got a North Carolina viewer here. So, all right, we're going to spin the prize-a-later. Chris can get that prize-a-later, wound up there. Let's give it a spin. We've got our nice little gifts to give away, our tumbler, or our on-the-go bundle. Jonna won. Thank you for tuning in, Jonna. Thanks as always being a great supporter of us at Gardner's and a committed fan of Lancaster Connects. We appreciate you and all that you do. And thank you for your support, Lancaster. We seem to have more and more viewers and watchers and commenters each time, which is great. We love the fact that people are paying attention. But again, the show is not about us. We talk about Gardner's every once in a while because it is the Gardner's checkbook that pays the bills to produce this show and our great producer, Chris, on the other end. But, we're really looking to give back with this show and, support the Lancaster community and highlight great organizations like the Central Market Trust and many others that we've shared. So got some great guests lined up through March now. We've got more guests booked through March. So really cool. So there's some other Lancaster based small businesses, Lancaster City based business, a cool something that you've probably eaten in Lancaster and not maybe known that it originated in Lancaster, along with the cool shop that they own. I'm not going to tell you who they are, but you'll have to tune in a couple weeks. A personal friend of mine and his wife run that company. Really, really cool company. And next week, I will be out of town. I'm going on vacation. Family and I were getting away, and Jeff won't be here because he'll be rehabbing his knee. So again, we wish him luck with his recovery. And no Lancaster Connects next week. You'll have to tune in the following week for our next episode. But thank you for watching, and hope everyone has a great rest of the week. And till the next connection, we'll see you.